Alright guys, welcome back to another Patreon request, and this one comes from my good friend Joel Davis. And as always, if you would like to have a Patreon request done, just head on over to the link below, hit the link below, and if you hit the 4th tier, that's the one that allows you to send me requests for me to do here on Patreon. There is a bit of a waiting list, and I'm kind of busy, with work and other stuff, so yeah, it's, there's a bit of a waiting list, but I do try my best to get to all of them, at some point. I know, Gordon Rajani has been very patient with me because he asked me to review an entire show that's been taking me a while to get through. So, yeah. I'm not going to say what show it is until I get the review out, but I will say it's a show some people have asked me to have asked me to check out throughout my time here on YouTube. So, some of you are already like, oh, I know what he's talking about. So, if you do, congratulations. Anyway, so let's talk about this. So, Joel Davis asked me to do a story idea for She-Ra and the Justice League. So, a She-Ra Justice League crossover video. So, this idea basically starts out at the end of the show, at the end of the She-Ra TV show on Netflix. What happens, basically, is that when magic was returned to the universe, to that side of the universe, keep in mind I'm saying that side of the universe, it was picked up by a drone. It was picked up by a Brainiac drone, and it immediately went right to Etheria. Unfortunately, it did not make it to. It did not survive the. It did not survive the trip, and essentially what I mean by that is the moment it touched down, it got the shit pummeled out of it. Like the moment this Brainiac drone showed up on Etheria, they're like, "Holy shit! What the fuck is that?" And the Dora immediately went full She-Ra and smashed the shit out of it. Because that's what Adora does. If it moves and it's bad, she hits it till it stops moving. You cannot tell me otherwise. So after that, Entrapta is like, I want to study it. I want to study it. I want to study it. And they're like, what? No, this thing is dangerous. We don't know what it is. It's like, and to which Entrapta goes, that means there could be more of them. Just saying. So they're like, oh, okay, fine. You take it. You and Hordak will try to figure out where this thing came from and what the whole deal is. So, while Entrapta and Hordak are studying this, what happens is that while Entrapta is probing around in there, the Brainiac drone is still connected to Brainiac himself, and Brainiac immediately is like, interesting. So he uses the probe to reach out and take over Entrapta's mind. And yeah, Entrapta gets possessed by Brainiac, and now Brainiac, essentially it's not a good scene. It is not a good scene, because now Brainiac arrives on Etheria, and what happens is that now Entrapta is assimilated by Brainiac, and to make matters worse, Brainiac arrives on Etheria and shrinks the city down. He shrinks the capital city down into one of his bottle cities and takes Entrapta as a new Brainiac herald, kind of like what he did to Cyborg Superman. So, where do the Justice League show up, you may ask? Well, the Justice League have been... The Justice League have also discovered this whole thing. Why? Because that whole surge of magic did not go unnoticed by the magical beings of the DC Universe, particularly Constantine and Zatanna, who arrive at the Hall of Justice and were like, hey man, we gotta talk. Zatanna and I and a lot of other magic users really felt like this big bust of magical energy from across the cosmos. We're a little concerned. And they're like, and Superman's like, okay, what do you mean by cosmic magic? It's like, and Constantine explains, it was this huge surge of magic across the galaxy, and we're not saying it's bad, but we're worried We're not saying that's bad. What we're saying is we're worried someone might use it for bad. And they're like, all right, we'll go check it out. So the Justice League, along with a spell used by Zatanna and Constantine, travel to the source of where this magic came from, Etheria. And they arrive just right after Brainiac has stolen a bottle city. Like, he's just bottled the city up. And boy, did they pick a wrong time to do that. Because Adora, Catra, Scorpia, Hordak, Glimmer and Bow were in the city when that happened, along with some of the other princesses. Mermista was not in there. Seahawk was. And a lot of the other princesses were in the Bottle City when that happened. And the Justice League arrived right when that happened, so emotions are kind of high. And by high, I mean Adora attacks Superman, and Wonder Woman dives in to fight it, like block the sword, and it's an all-out fight. Like Catra attacks Batman, and he's like, you're not the first cat I fought. Green Lantern, John Stewart, he takes on Mermista. No, Aquaman fights Mermista. Yeah, Aquaman fights Mermista. Flash fights Frosta. And Martian Manhunter fights Scorpia. So, and Superman takes on Hordak, who Hordak's already like, he was the one who kind of instigated the fight, because he was convinced that, they're working with whoever stole Entrapta. And you may be thinking, oh, well, he would have to have knowledge of Horde Prime, Horde Prime had to have fought Brainiac, right? Or encountered Brainiac. Well, the galaxy is so expansive. Hordak notes when he and Entrapta were studying the Brainiac probe. It's like, I've heard throughout the galaxy, Horde Prime heard rumors about this entity, this being who stole worlds. But but Horde Prime never encountered it, so he thought it was fake. So now it's true. And it's about this point where Superman goes, wait, stole your city? Fucking Brainiac. So now, after everyone calms down, everyone calms their collective tits, the Justice League, along with the Princesses of Power, go out into space to rescue Entrapta and, the bottle, their friends. They go out to rescue their friends. They all pile into the Javelin, the personal jet of the Justice League, and they all travel and follow Brainiac's signal. They follow the mystical trail that Brainiac is using. Meanwhile, with Brainiac himself, he's never really touched magic, but now that he's had an interesting taste at it, he kind of thinks he can upgrade himself with this, because magic is an unknown quantity to him. But after, Adora defeated Horde Prime and unleashed all that magic, now he's really curious about it. And he has Entrapta to scan all of her memories with. Which I guess you could call her Entrapdak. Entrapdak is probably the best one. So, using all of her memories, he's starting to scan it and starting to test, Brainiac will understand and conquer this magic. And there are he's already I already know where I'm gonna start my my little thesis on all this. I'm gonna start it on Earth. So yeah, Justice League along with the princesses arrive on Earth. They manage to cut off Brainiac, but just as he arrives, and they battle mystically enhanced Brainiac probes. So Brainiac is using magic to strengthen his forces. He's he's more or less on like a total fucking warpath, because it's like, this time I'm going to get rid of that little, I'm not going to save anything. Like, Brainiac's his whole thing, because it turns out Batman notes that it's kind of Brainiac's acting a little illogical. Reason being is because the magic that Brainiac is trying to learn about and study is kind of messing with his head. He's not mentally prepared for it. So Brainiac is becoming illogical from the magic, and he's being driven mad by it. So that's kind of a problem for him. So now you're dealing with a insane Brainiac. In doing so, Brainiac just unleashes all this power on the Hall of Justice and all of that, and at this point, Superman, Hordak, and She-Ra manage to get into the ship, battle in Trapdak. Hordak manages to free her with the power of love, and Brainiac Superman and She-Ra, Superman and Adora actually convince Brainiac that this is what he's doing is illogical, and Brainiac, worshipping logic above all else, is like, fuck, you're right. I can't quantify this magic. Get away from me. I will give you this city if you heal my mind. So that's the deal, is that he gives back the city he took from Etheria, and in turn, in exchange, Constantine and Zatanna will heal Brainiac's mind and purify him from his system from the magic. So, there you go. It all ends on a happy note. Anyway, so you guys tell me... So, yeah, there you go, guys. I want to thank Joel Davis for this video. This was a little fun. This is a pretty fun one to do. But you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of this crossover? Just comment below, let me know. And like I said, if you would like to have a request done by me, just head on over, hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon. But other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.